Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
What up, doe? What up, doe? Extra, read all about it. Y'all know the vibe. Y'all know what it is. It's Wednesday, hump day. Hopefully somebody getting humped on or getting humped to the point of no return, my baby. Happy Wednesday. Mac, what up, my baby?
What up, though?
Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho. Mark D, what up, my boy?
What's the word, my baby?
Man, I ain't never gonna complain. What up, Taj?
Taj, always in the building.
First one in the building.
What up, Taj?
Never fail.
Hold on, why I can't see my face, though? All right, hold on. Let me make sure.
Scoot your mic a little bit to the right, Macho, so you don't be hiding behind the mic when you scoot over. Yeah, perfect.
Hide
Can
behind
you
the
see
mic.
yourself? You're red, white, and blue.
So, what up, gang? Am I sharing it? Did I share it on my page yet? Oh, no. Oops. Mac, how was your day today? Can y'all hear me pretty good?
I was like, you scoot over a little bit so you, bam.
Been busy.
You had a productive day today?
I'm always productive on purpose. On purpose.
Mark D, what about you, my guy?
Man, same old, working on this media complex, getting these memberships signed up, you know what I mean, so we can go ahead and get this Podathon 23 cracking off this summer, you know what I'm saying, the opening and my birthday party is the after party, and you know what I'm saying, that's how we gonna do it this
party,
year, you know what I'm
and
saying?
we got our first membership subscriber. Yes, I see you, me, him. And Taj is probably going to be one of our first subscribers, so she already done got the link. She ready to go, be in the audience, and, you know, give her input.
Nice. I don't know what's going on with my live, but, like, I can't see my face, but it's all good. Like, you see
You
me,
know
good.
what you look
Yeah.
like.
You can't see your face, what you
So,
mean?
yeah.
You watch the video, ain't you?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see my video. I see it live.
Refresh it.
Are you on your page?
I'm on the 7 Mile update page.
Oh, you see him, Mark? I see it.
I'm on it.
Can y'all see him?
I'm about to share it on my page,
This
Macho.
what no, I'm saying. You see what I see?
Turn your Wi-Fi off. Maybe you
Yeah, my
see.
Wi-Fi.
Your Wi-Fi tripping.
Turn your Wi-Fi off. Like, scroll down, turn your Wi-Fi off.
No, Wi-Fi off.
Okay.
Could be my shit. It's all good, though.
You start your phone today.
Extra, read all about it. All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about it today.
So before we get started, let me read this post to y'all
ahead.
real quick,
Read the
right?
post.
And this is going to be the preface for the conversation. So this is a stepfather. So he says, if I marry a woman with a child, we become a family, meaning every child under my roof is mine. The father of the child must, please pay attention to wording, must respect me as a father to his child. As a father to his child. Basically, if he wants to see his child, I should be notified so I can know where my child is going. He goes on to say, and I should be told if the child is not coming back and what time the child will be back. And I expect the mother to understand and be on board with this. So I'm not a man. I'm not a stepdad. I need Macho and Mark to kind of introduce their thoughts and get this conversation going.
You want to kick that one off, Macho?
Yeah, I absolutely will. So first of all, do we know the nationality of this brother who made this post?
Well, his name is Dr. Chauke. I mean, everybody that make their name on Facebook,
Right.
doctor ain't a doctor though, so I don't really know his credentials. But he's not. I don't know. I can't tell.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a very deep post. He said a lot in that post.
He did.
He did. To me, he said too fucking much. If we being honest. If we being
Look,
honest.
that's why I diverted. I'm like, let me digress. Please take the
He
wheel.
said too motherfucking much. Because
Damn.
at the end of the day, he's right. There were some points in there that is absolutely correct. The moment that I marry a woman who has kids,
Yeah.
and we become a family and we're under one roof, I am the authoritative figure in that situation. Now,
In that household.
in that household,
In those four walls. that
in
you
those
pay
four
for.
walls, absolutely.
Right.
Now, I think there's so many different contributing factors that factor in because, again, if it's a situation where the dad is actively involved
Yeah.
in the son's life, then I think it's important that he and I are able to coexist and we're on the same page and there's a healthy boundary and a respect level. But
it's not an obligation.
It's not, because he may not want to have any, he may still be wanting to be with the baby mama. You know what I mean? He might not be over the situation. So he ain't trying to coexist, or, you know what I mean? You better not be around my son.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to whoop little Johnny's ass if I have to, if he's under my roof. I'm just, you know what I mean? Using that as an example. But so, there's a lot of contributing factors. But let's just say for this particular comment that all parties involved are on the same page. Okay.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking, where the biological father is on board and he's cool with the stepdad, because the stepdad is, again, he's loving on his son, he's providing for his son, he's giving him the balance that he needs, right, being in the household with him. I still think that the biological father's position is fucking relevant. You know what I mean? Like, again, I can't control your household,
right?
But I'm still going to identify and determine what's good for my son.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think, based upon what this man was saying, that let's say you're the bio dad, he's the new married man into the situation that's taking care of them in the household, right?
Right.
Do you feel like you owe him an explanation as to where y'all going, what time they coming back, and all this other stuff he was talking about? Would you now, do you feel that you're obligated to do that? I'm not asking would you do that.
No, and that's why I said Doggy Bone doing way too motherfucking much, because at the end of the day, like, no, and here, first of all, I've never been a stepdad.
Okay.
Like, really, that's a concern of mine, even dealing with dating the, I'm vibing with somebody super tough and she got younger kids. And I even said to her as early as, I think maybe 2 days ago, like, that's a concern of mine. You know what I mean? That you have younger kids. I have older kids. I got another year and I'm officially fucked them kids, okay? Before I'm fully empty nesting it. But at the thought of you having younger kids, these are things that I have to factor in. You know what I mean? Like, if we gonna vibe out, and I've never had to coexist with another man as far as like his kids. You know what I mean? Like, again, my kids is my kids. Right. So even the fact that my kid's mom moved on and she's, I never cared about her relationship or who she dealt with until my daughters moved there, and now they're like all in the same household. Now I want to meet Dog. I want to have a conversation with Dog. I want to look him up on Ohio MDOC or whatever the shit is to make sure he ain't no pedophile. These are things that now matter to me because he's acting again as a parental figure in their life, whether they're married or just living together. They're under the same household. So now again, we have to be, again, to some point, cordial, right?
In a perfect world. But then you have those people that don't know how to fully coexist, and for the sake and for the peace of the situation, though, right? And so you can have you be a willing father that reaches out to a nigga, right?
Right, because I reached out to Doggy Bone, and nigga blocked me.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And then that nigga's not receptive.
Yeah, he's a
right?
cornball for that.
And then then there's no coexistence. But
Facts.
then how then do you manage that? How then if he's that person that says, you need to check with me because I'm providing for your child on the daily, and you see your child when you come pick him up, right?
Right.
Type shit.
Right.
So if he feels puffed up in that type of respect, and you are the type of man that's like, that's my child, I'm involved, I've been involved, I ain't never been absent, I'm a good dad, I provide, I'm there and present, all that, right? How do you handle that?
Does the age of the child factor into this?
I would hope so.
I think so too. I think
absolutely.
Yeah,
because then there's some things that you can do based on the age of the child.
Facts.
If they have their own telecommunications.
Facts. And that's what I deal with now.
Okay, but then what, you're dealing with somebody that has smaller children.
Yeah, right. So
can you just call a kid? You know what I'm saying?
No, and see, that's the thing though. Like with dating, and trust me, I get it, because my mom, was a single mom raising 3 kids, and ended up, meeting the guy, got married, and I got my stepdad tattooed on me. You know what I mean?
Right,
because
right.
that's how impactful he was in my life. But that being said, Doggy Bone had to take the whole package. Ain't no dating mom and separating, right? So for me, even with dating or dealing with chicks, I'm not a fan of meeting kids when it's just the dating getting, you know, the vibing
Right.
stage.
You
Like,
wanna
I don't
wait
want to
till
meet
you
your
know
kids.
for
I
sure,
don't,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. Like, I don't even play that game as far as getting it, because I've already experienced it. Like, I was younger dealing with an older chick, and she had a kid, and I got so attached to the kid that when it was time for me and her to go our separate ways, like, now I'm stuck because I got this attachment to this child. And it really, it took my pastor to sit me down in the fucking office like, dude, you got to like cut off all ties with her, because the kid will keep you lost
Connected.
and connected.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? To that soul
And
tie.
to something you don't even really think is
Facts.
good for you.
Facts. So
You know?
whereas if I think the balance has to be there, but let's be very honest. The parent on the outside of the house is super fucking limited.
Yeah.
Like you don't have much of a say so. You have to. When I say much of a say so, meaning because at the end of the day, depending on the totality of, is the courts involved? Is there like 50-50 parental rights? Like, there's so many things that come into play. But when it's not that, you don't have a lot of say so on what going on in that household. You know what I mean? Because if your child is in this man's household, let's just say, for instance, your child is a young adolescent, you know what I mean? 9, 10, 11 years old, where he's still very dependent of being taken care of, you know what I mean? Versus your child being 17, you know, on his way out the door. I think that's a difference, right?
Yeah.
But for that parent on the outside looking in, you have to want, okay? You have to want to coexist in that situation, because you can't, if that man say no, and again, the Godhead in the order of marriage is, you know, God.
Yeah, that's
spouse.
marriage, but that ain't got nothing to do with them kids that's in that household that belong to another human being, that
Well, you-
came from another human being. And I think it matters whether or not that father has been involved
It does.
since day one.
It does.
And you've been there, you've been present, and when y'all parted, you were there, you were intentional, you know. And so if you have to give me that respect as the biological father, because even though we had to part, I still maintain my presence,
Right.
And
Agreed.
my provision.
Facts.
And so you now, sir, have to respect me.
Right. And
Now,
that's,
if I was not here and you were doing all that for 10 years and I showed up
And
in
then
the
I-
11th
facts.
year,
Facts.
you can now usurp your authority.
agreed.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, I get
100%.
both ends, but it is contingent upon some things. But this man, the way he said it, it's like you must, under no circumstances, because that's my child, because they're in my house. Because they're in your house does not make them your child.
Agreed.
It requires them to treat them as your child.
Facts. And but here's the thing too, though, Mac, that I, again, even understanding Doctor whatever his name was, that motherfucker is crazy. He's like, you got to get my permission. I need to know what time
What?
he's coming home. And
If he coming
No,
home,
so
But
the
see,
thing-
so,
Like,
so
extreme
what
control
he's
issue
doing
is
now,
what I
Facts.
said
exactly,
before the show. You know what
exactly,
I'm saying?
it is a control issue.
Yeah.
Because why can't I, as the father, communicate with the mother,
100%,
who you
100%.
now married, and
100%.
then she takes that responsibility further and communicate with you.
1000%.
I really have no requirement
Would
to you.
100? Yes, that's my position.
My
You got me
requirement is
fucked
to
up.
my child
Man.
and the mother of my
You see, I'm
child,
getting all
and
riled
it's
up.
up to
Man.
her
Yeah,
now
that shit
to
pissed me off even
communicate
thinking
to
about it
you.
and shit.
But you telling me I'm obligated to tell you what the fuck
Yeah.
I'm gonna do with my child?
Yeah, and that's where you go wrong. That's where you lose me
You
at, big
understand what
dog.
I'm saying?
That's where Doggy Bone lose Macho at. Because at the end of the day, those are my. I shot the motherfucking club up and caught them 3 bodies. Okay, Macho did. So that being said, because listen, and so let me just again, I love telling my truth, right?
Right.
So in the situation that happened with my kids. And their mom, dude, they live in Ohio. I sent my daughters to go live in, I needed a break. Single parents, I needed a fucking break. So
Gotta
my
love
daughter
it. I wish I
calls
could
me.
get one.
My daughter calls me and she was like as we're talking, she's like, yeah, Dad, and like blah 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 blah. And then he's just started going, and then like she starts crying. Oh my
Your baby
and
girl
this is
start
my
crying?
baby. This is my baby girl. Okay.
Right.
Like we ain't supposed to have favorites, but my kids know who the fuck the favorite is. Okay. That being said, as a parent, swear to God, as a parent, it like reliving it right now. Still, like that cry. As your parents know, when your kid cries, that cry. I said, Ryan, bye. Hung up the motherfucking phone. Called her mama. Her mama ain't answer the phone. Call Ryan back. Text me Doggy Bone phone number. Okay. Now when I call dog, he picks up the phone. He like, hello. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hakeem, this Macho. Click. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, maybe he just lost his signal. Call back. It goes straight to voicemail.
Right.
Straight to voicemail. I text, no reply. Call again, straight to voicemail. Now I'm pissed. I call my baby mama. Now she's getting that energy. You better tell Doggy Bone that y'all 3.5 hours away. I got license, and we got Astro minivans tucked away. We can dip to the east side, go pick up the, you know what I'm saying, and get to Ohio and drag this motherfucker. But then the logic in me starts thinking, well, Macho, you can't do that because if you go to his house, that motherfucker been killed everybody, okay? You can't take no beef to no man's house. But again, as a parent, I felt helpless in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've already made up in my mind, I don't want nothing to do with this nigga. I don't like this nigga around my kids. But again, can I change the narrative?
Right.
No.
You can't change her situation.
At all. So therefore, I told my daughter, you're coming back home. After this fucking school year, you're coming back. And that way I got to worry about that or deal with that shit at all. I'm going to control my controllables.
Yeah.
And as a parent, that's my controllable. So when I say, for me, like even entertaining, like for real, like I told baby girl who I'm, you know, like I've never had to really coexist with another dude's kids, you know what I'm saying? Then a light-skinned nigga at that, like, you know what I mean? Like, so now you put me double, you know what I'm saying, productive in terms of trying to make the shit work, right?
Right.
But it's a realistic concern of mine because like I really like her. You know what I'm saying? I really like her. We vibing, but at the same token, this is uncharted territory for me.
So, but you had such a great stepfather.
I did, an amazing
who
stepfather.
taught you
Yeah.
how to be a stepfather.
He really did. He
So
fucking did.
the fear really is unfounded because it's not based on experience.
I didn't use the word fear. I said
It's
a
not fear,
concern.
it's a concern, but it's a concern.
Only concern
enough
because
to
fuck them
where
kids. I don't like kids right now.
But you can't say fuck
I
a woman's
understand.
kids.
No, I'm not saying her kids. I'm not.
Yeah.
Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
When I say fuck them kids, no kid is exempt with the exception of Rylan, my grandson. Okay, so I'm never personally attacking. It's fun. It's all like only.
But if you're trying to be with a woman that
100%.
has children, just like she's being with
Yep.
a man that has children,
Yep.
whether
We gotta be
they're
able to
grown or
coexist.
not, and
Right.
you have grandchildren,
Right.
right? So
Yep. So I've already told myself like if I'm with her and it's solidified, then I got to be okay with knowing that we got little
So
kids.
what is the concern then about being the stepfather?
I don't want to be a step. Like I got a 2-year-old grandson and my kids are 21, 20,
Okay, but
and
they
14.
gotta be a stepmama.
Who want to?
Not to a minor, but they still gotta step in that role.
Well, to each their own, right? It's about preference. And my
But
personal.
you can't expect her to accept that from you, and you
She don't have to. We can cut our ties and go our separate ways, though, right?
Okay.
I'm setting the standard. I'm very
But
intentional.
I think you would be a great stepfather.
Well.
I really do.
yeah,
Just
don't answer
based
for that
on the
shit.
kind of father he is.
No, and Max,
the
I
kind
appreciate
of
it.
stepfather example he had. You have no choice but to be a good stepfather.
Well, we ain't
You
gonna.
just don't want to take on that extra energy.
Man, listen.
I get
It's,
it,
I guess
but-
it ain't even, and it's more so me. Like I'm about to have an empty
You
nest.
should run from that
And
when
you looking
when you
forward to
meet
that,
it.
and
though.
But I
wanna-
do.
don't wanna-
But Max, so here's the thing. The dating scene is so new to me, right?
Yeah.
It's so new to me in the sense of I don't know what the fuck the rules are. I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like I'm figuring it out as I go.
Okay.
But I'm a big on communication. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like so, like for that to be in the atmosphere, it's not like saying that we won't be together. It's just something that I process now because again, I've never had to deal with the step parent thing as far as my role. You know what I mean? Like I ain't never had no female being stepmom to my kids. You know what I mean? Like, and I ain't never been I ain't never played that role. Like, and even with dealing
So
with
do you
chicks
think you should deal with a woman who has an empty nest as well?
or older kids, where you know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I'm saying, because sometimes
Probably.
we can be attracted and interested in the person, but not their circumstance.
Oh my God! See,
You
this is
understand what I'm
this is
saying?
where the compliment comes in because that's some deep shit you just said.
Yeah,
Because as much as
I'm interested in you, but I'm not fully invested in your circumstance.
Yeah.
Everything that comes with you.
With you,
And so
yeah.
then you have to make a decision as the person that's interested in them to say, if I'm not comfortable with everything else that comes with you,
then what am I doing
then
here?
exactly. What I'm playing with you for real.
But see, so here's the thing, like, and even with me, because again, like I'm on my Lori Harvey shit, so I'm dating them all. You understand what I'm talking about? But as I narrow the field down to those that I really like and that I'm, you know what I mean? Like I'm really like feeling the fuck out this motherfucker with both hands. You understand what I'm talking about?
But you gotta feel the fuck out of her circumstance.
Yeah, I do, and I've already accepted the circumstance because like out of the kids, like I ain't even met the kids yet, but it's one that I really fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Just because of him being the rebel. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I like dog. Like, stop fucking with my dog. You better not shit. I'm whooping your ass when I get home. You better not touch my dog when you get home. I ain't never met him though. You know what I'm saying? But like, so I've processed the narrative of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
possibility.
damn. Yeah, because I really do like this motherfucker. And I'm not gonna like just discredit what could be because of what is right now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it just takes me to mentally get up, you know, to that level of being okay with, you know, transitioning, you know, but right now we just dating and it's just a vibe. But again,
But see, dating at this age is not just a vibe and just filling
100%.
space. We're really dating with intention to see, do I want to even further this thing beyond what it is?
Yeah, because I'm 42.
Because we make immediate decisions. You know what I'm saying? At this age, we say, oh, no, see, I ain't with this shit. I'm straight. And we move on. But if we persist in a thing and we see value in a thing, then we have to figure out, okay, 80-20, right? 80 is there. Okay, yeah, I'm digging this chick. I'm vibing. We good. But she got minor kids. I don't want to be a step parent. Can I deal with that 20% that I don't want to deal with, and let that 80% do what it does?
I could. And the reason why I'm saying I'm could because this motherfucker is really dope. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna lie, she's definitely dope. So I could absolutely deal with that. But that's just something that, again, being honest with myself and with her in the situation, that I have processed and I have, you know what I mean,
Is the dope shit about her more dope than the whack shit is whack?
There you go.
Right?
That's
And
there you
how
go.
long can I deal with the things that I don't
majority,
like?
I love the majority, right? It's
Facts.
a 20% part of that shit that I could really do without. But can I live with it?
Right.
And that's the question you have to ask yourself. So if she that dope, then she worth you sacrificing that 20%. And compensating for it, right? So
But
let's,
when I told her
let's
the other-
look at a couple comments.
Okay.
You want to look at a couple? Really, Ty's the only one talking for real.
it's
Ty
just going
said,
to
two of
take
my
time.
kids, not my husband's, but the first child, they got along and was no problems. When it came to raising her, it was great. And the second one, my husband took full responsibility and didn't care if the dad was in his life.
That's messed up.
You know?
Okay, so I mean, because I am a product of my environment, I am absolutely a fan of the step parent. I think the step parent role is very significant, and again, I just think there's, you know, contributing factors that come in, right? The activeness of the other parent, right? And then we ain't just saying one sided where like the man got to but women have to, you know, also get along with the other parent, right? That's that real scenario on both sides of the spectrum. It's not a male versus female thing, but I just think the position that the man takes, because again, if I'm the provider, so that means I'm financially taking care of your son, I'm providing, I'm keeping a roof over his head, I've accepted the responsibility that my decisions that I make absolutely contribute and impact his livelihood, you know what I mean? So whereas if I, in this situation with who I'm dating, I'm like, shit, I got 3, she got 3 and a possible, you know what I'm saying, with 4.
What's
You know,
possible?
yeah, because again, like she birthed 3, but she's raising 4. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but the 4th one could easily, like, you know what I mean, like go back to the situation or whatever, right? So we got 6 and a possible together. You know what I mean? With obviously mine being all older. You know what I mean? Like her oldest, I think is 14 or 15.
I think that matters. Like I don't want you to skate past that. Let's deal with that, because I really think that matters. When a person has an empty nest and they partner with a person that does not, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to be able to make that adjustment back to.
That's part of your sacrifice
You know
of
what I'm
being in
saying?
that relationship.
Exactly. You have to be able to make that adjustment back to not having an empty nest.
And you got to make it rather fast, depending on like where you guys are at. And it's facts. Yeah. So for me, you know, and again, this Ryan's been with her mom since June, since the start of the school year. Before that, it was 5 years of single parenting, right? And,
Right.
and 3 active kids, all in sports, 3 different schools.
Mm.
I had a head full of hair and a lot more weight before that shit started. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
But like now experiencing the empty nest role, and like even now, like when we vibe, like we always at my house. You know what I'm saying? We don't vibe at her house at all. Like I ain't never been to her house. I don't even know where the fuck she live at. You know what I mean? But the kids always there. You know what I'm saying? And when the kids ain't there, it's like, you know what I mean? Like that's the same house that I think she share with the dude. So I ain't comfortable being, you know what I'm saying, there no way on no day of the week. You know what I mean? So
Right.
again, I like to control my controllables. So you know what I mean? Like pull up on me. But what I think I have conditioned myself to is start processing the what ifs. Like, what if we do right? What if we, you know what I mean? Like, could I? And I absolutely could, because again, I'm a great fucking parent. You know what I mean? So as much as I'm Mr. FTK Fridays, you know what I'm saying, at the glass house, like I can only say that because I'm a great.
That's why
Let me give myself my
you would
flowers.
Be a great stepfather.
And I would.
You know what I mean?
Right? I absolutely
and even
would.
Whether that's your ideal situation or not, or that's something you think you want to walk into or not. I think if you're in it, once you're in it, you're not about to make a difference between them or your kids.
Not at all. Cause it's. I mean, listen, I'm a football coach, right?
I'm about to say the problem ain't the kids, I believe, with Macho or any other man, like, even with me. It's the problem is dealing with the dude.
And that's what. Listen, 100%. Because
But see, then then there has to become a.
But what if it's a dude like what he experienced, right? Where there is no ability to create a dialogue, where I reach out and I'm disrespected.
Then your dialogue then has to become with the mother, and then she has to get that man to respect you. You're never gonna get that man to respect you if he's intimidated by you.
Yeah, but let's be clear, because I went this way earlier, and you was like, no, we ain't talking about marriage. There's levels to this shit.
You don't have to be married.
Well,
you can be cohabitating.
Well,
it's a whole lot of different types of relationship coexistence.
No, 100%. But in some people's mind, if you either married or you single, right? Like just saying, like even when you filling out taxes or
they
interview,
say
you're
that
married.
shit, but they don't.
That's
believe
true.
that
No,
shit.
I get it, but I'm just saying in the sense of if y'all not married and you just basically like living with dude. Like, does that matter, though? Does it matter whether it's her husband or if it's just a nigga she fucking and now she living, like, moved the kids in with this nigga because she couldn't, fork over the bills?
Well, so if we're going to go by the post, this particular man became a stepdad.
Okay.
He married her.
Okay,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
so
So
I
we're
think
gonna
when you're talking the sanctity of marriage, because as the husband, he legally has the right to adopt that child.
Not without the consent of the biological father if he's involved and if he's named. You can't adopt that child without that man's consent or that man giving up his rights.
Once the mom marries him?
I don't give a fuck if she married him. She married him. That child did not.
We might have to look that up.
No, I can tell you that with a fact. I can tell
So
you
the
that based
husband-
on what I already know and have looked up. What you do realize I have a child that's not my own. So
Right.
I've researched this law,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
You cannot adopt a child just because the mother marries a man and there is a biological father on record who has been proven to be the biological father.
Okay.
That stepfather can never usurp DNA when it comes to legalities.
Okay.
He might be able to when it comes to emotions and positions.
I like that.
But he cannot usurp the law.
Okay. All right.
Period.
Okay, so then that being said, I personally still think that that's a contributing factor in terms of the status of the relationship. I think
I think it's various factors. I think it's the status of the relationship, how long the relationship has been persistent, how involved the biological other parent has been. Don't show up after 13 years and this man has fulfilled your shoes and played your role.
Right. Now
And
you
then
wanna
want to come and assert your DNA. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
That's my position. You have every right as long as you fulfilled the obligations of those rights to be the dad and be number one. I should never have to report to the stepfather father what the fuck I'm doing with my child. I'm going to report to the mother
Facts.
and tell her what I'm doing. She married you. It's
Not
her
me.
job now to tell you what the fuck is going on and let you know, not get your motherfucking permission.
Right.
You
Facts.
understand what I'm saying?
Facts, because he's right. The
And I ain't even no
stepdad,
daddy.
the stepdad does not need dog permission to do anything when your child is living under his roof and he is now raising and taking care of your child. I don't need your permission for shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I agree
If
with
I've
you.
been involved, and even though we may have had to part and co-parent, I still am involved. I'm still am providing. I'm still am present.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need your permission. I don't have to check with you, check in with you.
At
I
all.
check in and let her mother. We discuss that. Her mother discusses with you, and that's
Right.
the end of that shit.
Agree. I think that
Now,
sums it up.
You're going too far with your position in this household. Your position in this household, you're not. Your position is not relationship wide.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So your position is in the household, not in the family.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's as it pertains to you all's dynamics in
In
those
that household.
four walls.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Do what you gotta do, my baby, as long as you don't hurt my baby.
Facts. And that's always been so that's where
You know
my
what I mean?
my kid's mom basically was like trying to question, like, I don't need you all in my relationship. I say, listen, I've never even cared about who you were fucking, who you were dealing with. My position has always been, I don't give a fuck who you have around my kid. I've never been that guy. I don't want no nigga around my kids. Even when we first, like I first walked away, I don't want no nigga around my position was, don't have nobody around my kids doing nothing wrong to my kids. Like, as long as my kids are at an age where they can tell me if somebody on some hoe shit, you know what I mean? Like, so as long as it ain't that, as long as they're not mistreating my kid, like, bro, like, I want you to find like a dude that's gonna love you and love your kids. I want it to be, you know, no drop off. You know what I mean? When they get dropped off with you, I want it to be
I would hope you have that good of a judgment
facts,
to where you pick a person that not just good for you,
but makes
but
it
healthy for my kid as well.
And that's all
I'm
my position.
trusting you
right.
to
make
make
that
sure
decision.
that person is healthy.
And let's
for
be
my
very
child.
clear. I don't trust her to make that decision because she does not have good decision making skills. But what I do also understand is that you're their mom, and with the exception of me going to the courts to strip you of those rights, you have rights. And I can't tell you that you can't move in with your dude. And just so happens that my kids are. So like I explained to her then, the only time I cared about who you were dealing with was when you told me y'all are moving in with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Now we need to have a conversation. Where'd you meet this guy? How long have y'all been friends? How long have y'all been dating?
Did you
Have you
do a
met him?
background check?
Do you know about his kids? Have you met it? Like, you know what I mean? Where's he from? Like, those are all the questions. Had you looked him up and see if he's on a sex offender list? You know what I mean? We got daughters. You know what I mean? So
And sons, they fucking with little boys too.
yeah, but come on, little macho,
They-
6'5",
yeah,
220
now-
pounds. What? Yeah, that's what
now-
I'm talking. We're talking in the present because
Okay.
before then I was in my kid's life. Me and my kid. I mean, we did 18 years married.
Right.
So my kids were privileged to be raised in a 2-parent household for the bulk of their life. You know what I mean? 16, 15, and 10 when I walked away from the marriage. Ryan is now 16. You feel what I'm saying? So my kids were very blessed to be able to be in a 2-parent household. Now that being said, the moment I walked away, and the moment she like moved in or she had a boyfriend, like again, when they used to come here and travel here for like birthdays for the kids and Christmas, she would bring her dude.
Okay.
Now again, she never would introduce me to the dude, and I never went on my way to speak to the dude. As long as you hear and you know what it is, we good, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good. My family, we don't act funny. We ain't about to, like, you know, make dudes sit on the porch or sit outside. No, that's your dude. He's more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can coexist. But at the moment we can't coexist, then we can't. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, my kids were never mistreated by dog. To this day, my kids would rather her be with that dude than the dude she's with now. You know what I mean?
So what if it was a guy? Let's say you're the dad. No, let's say you're the stepdad, right?
Okay.
And let's say you have a guy that you've been taking care of this woman and her kid for let's say 10 years, right? The dad just get out of prison. Let's just say whatever his circumstances are, he shows up after not being involved for a period of time. Do you now feel as the stepfather that you can assert that level of demand?
Probably.
Yeah.
I probably would think so. Nigga, you ain't been around for the last 10 years, my boy. You got not only a lot of like time to get back in terms of just as a father, but you can't just come out the pen and think you about to just inject yourself into the situation and now your voice carries more weight than mine. That's not that. And hopefully I've done enough in your child's life where your child even knows that my presence as the stepdad, right? Because I didn't even call my stepdad. Like, that was Pops. Yeah, that was my dad. Yeah. That was Pops. You know what I mean? Motherfucker tattooed on me. I got him tattooed on me before I got my mom tattooed on me. Right? But he absolutely, to your point, showed me what it's like to be, because when I tell you he didn't fucking play, and we still use those examples today when I'm talking, because my mom birthed 3 but raised 10. You know what I mean? All in the same household. You know what I mean? So even when I'm talking to my cousin, I'm like, bro, like some shit we just didn't do because Pop showed us what to do. He loved my mom the right way. Right. You know what I mean? So like he showed me how to love a woman who had kids, and he loved on us as if we, dude, his biological child's mom used to say to him and to my little brother, rest his soul, you treat Kim kids better than you treat your own fucking kid. And that's how she felt. She really felt like that and on numerous occasions. My little brother, I think, felt it as well too, because his mom was putting it in his head to the point where he was like, I want to live with y'all. And he came over one weekend and he never went back. And he lived in the house with us and he was raised with us, and we was, you know, so when I tell people I like 3 brothers, I don't distinguish or differentiate that it was my stepbrother through marriage that passed away. No, that was my brother. We was raised in the same house for 20 years. You know what I mean? It's like until he passed. So my stepdad stepped the fuck up, and not only did he, bro, not only did he love my mom and her 3, but he raised her fucking nieces and nephews as if they were his. And my cousins don't call him, well, some of them called him Uncle Rob, but like Troy called him Pops, Dad. Rico called him Pops. You know what I mean? Like Joseph called him Pops. You know what I'm saying? Lisa called him Uncle Rob. You know, Tiaja Uncle Rob. But again, there were some of the nephews and nieces that even called him Pop because he stepped up, loved on them, gave them the love that they never got from their dad for whatever reasons. You know what I mean? And impacted their lives.
But before he asserted that authority, he gained that relationship.
With love and kindness have I drawn on men.
Period.
You know what I mean? So absolutely, with love and kindness, again, a soft answer turns away wrath. Harsh words will stir up anger. So if I'm in my demeanor, you know, loving and not saying that I don't have to be the authoritative or I don't have to discipline, but even in that discipline, there's love after the discipline. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just beat your ass and no. There's love, and even discipline comes with
beat your ass. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna play Uno.
Or you know what I mean? Yahtzee. You feel what I'm saying?
Know?
But no, like that's real, and that was my life. My biological father got murdered, rest his soul, when I was 2. Right? YBI to the core. You know, in the streets and just never like grew the fuck up. You know what I mean? As a man, you understand what I'm saying? So for me to go through, you know, those younger years, and let's be very clear, my stepdad, my mom met him, it was 80s, crack was still on the scene. Like, you know, he was the most successful crackhead that we've ever known who didn't do crack. You know what I mean? Like,
he was back up.
He
was the most successful crackhead
that we
in
didn't
the
know
streets that we didn't know
did
that
smoke crack. Yeah, we had no idea that he was a crackhead until like years into it. It was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then we're in the same hood, so you know, I can go cop my weed, and I'm like, damn, is that my mama van? Fuck, my mama van doing that? Like, no, right? But once he got, you know, got his mind right, got his situation clean, and got, you know, delivered and set free, and no longer dealing with drugs, he really impacted our lives. But for me, it was as I was transitioning out of the house. But it was significant because I became a dad like a year or 2 later. So he found Jesus in 99, stopped doing drugs, checked in rehab. I moved out in 2000. You understand what I'm saying? So it was about a year between him getting the shit together to now he got to impact my life in a different way, because now I'm a man, you know, and I'm a father now. You know what I mean? So he really did step the fuck up, you know what I'm saying?
That's
and
cool though.
Commending him for that. But to your point, I could absolutely be a great stepdad and love on those kids, and you know what I mean, like, and try to coexist with a light-skinned dude, you know. But more times than not, I tend to even with dealing with women, like if she want kids, it's a turn off for me immediately.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Speaking about it too damn early, like don't even bring that up.
I don't
right
give a
now.
fuck if it's late. You got baby fever. I'm putting motherfucking ibuprofen in your Patron when you turn your back. We gonna get rid of that fever, bitch. I mean, Muck, Young Queen, whoever. But no kids for Macho. Like I there's nothing about starting over that I want when it comes to having kids. Again,
I get it.
I got a
Shit.
21-year-old, a
Nigga,
20-year-old.
You got gray hair in your beard.
You
Why
feel
the
me?
fuck you
Salt and
wanna
pepper
change
beard. I got a
diapers?
whole grandson out here in these streets who diapers I don't even like to change. He
You
potty
know?
trained now. You know what I mean?
You know?
But no, dead ass though. So like, but that's an option that I have. I have an option to. Okay, she got kids. Like even if we, you know what I'm saying. But if it start moving that way, like, dude, I don't like you. You want kids? I don't. There's no future in this. Like now we can hang out, we can vibe. You can, you know what I'm saying. But as long as you
But
know,
if your kids are grown and her kids are not grown, there's a potential future, right?
yeah, because that's what I'm dealing with right now.
No, you dealing with it, but you shine away. I ain't gonna say shine away from it, but your conversation says that's really not your ideal situation.
Well, it's kids in general are not my ideal situation.
This nigga is FTK.
I really
faux life,
well because
faux life.
again, listen, when you hear women all the time and almost chicks take solace in saying this to me. Oh, now you know how I feel what we go through. I don't want to fucking know. Like God didn't intend for men to have labor pains and to go through childbearing.
To do that.
I was 100%. But not to be a single mom, but just the way we were made. Yeah. The way we
mom. Period.
Facts. But me as
I was
a
about to say because y'all gonna make me speak up on behalf.
no.
of the
So
women out
we're not saying that. I'm not saying like you supposed to just bear kids and be in the house and no. But I'm just saying in the sense of I don't think nobody deserves to be because it didn't take one motherfucker to create the child. So it shouldn't take one person to raise the child. That's my position.
Yeah.
So I don't think the mom or the dad should get a pass to not, you know what I mean, be involved and active in raising that child. That being said, for me, who's done a phenomenal fucking job, when I was with their mom and when I walked away from the situation, again, all of my guys are great dads, but none have experienced or like my story in the sense of, you know what I mean, raising 3 fucking kids with 2 daughters. So when it's to the point where they're old enough and this break that I needed when I shipped my daughters to Ohio, like I need a fucking break. So it wasn't, I did like the reverse Ike and Tina shit. Remember when Ike baby mama pulled up and dropped the kids off? I sent my kids to fucking Ohio during the pandemic just for a weekend and told them to stay. Don't even like when, you know what I'm saying, when you dropped everything off. You know what I mean? So like it was more or less like we gonna force your mom to get involved, and we gonna force her motherfucking ass to now step up, and it worked. You know what I mean? But in that sense, but when I think about like dating, I would in a million situations, like when I think about like she got a 15-year-old, right? I'm like, she at 15, we got another 2-3 years for your ass going cool. But then I'm like, you got a 6-year-old. I'm like, I started turning into motherfucking Sesame Street. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You're like, oh, shit.
Nigga, 12 years.
We got another dub.
But you know what? That's why, you know what? I'm in a situation where, and I'm not saying it's contentious for that reason at all, but, you know, she's an empty nester. I have a just fresh teenager, 13, right? And it's not creating any conflict because it really doesn't create any conflict, you know, but I can see where it can for people. Fuck? You know what I'm saying? I can see where it can. Like, if you a guy, especially you a guy, and you done got rid of all, you done took care of all your paying child support, took care of them, had full custody, whatever you did, and now this woman comes and you feeling, and she got a 6-year-old nigga. I gotta do this thing again for 12 years.
12 years.
I can get it. Like, you know, I can dig it.
But let's talk about Angela's comment here, because Angela just fucked me up with this one. Angela says, I have a 34-year-old son. And let's be clear, y'all. We would love for y'all to call in. We want to hear opinions. We want your truth. You know what I mean? We want you to share your truth. You know what I mean? 313-723-0481. Share your truth.
Bottom right of your screen.
Bottom right of the screen. Okay, so Angela said, I have a 34-year-old son, a 28-year-old son, a 22-year-old son, a 16-year-old daughter, a 13-year-old daughter, and y'all ready? Drum roll, please. And an 11-year-old daughter. So from 34 to 11, so you waited 23 years to go back to the diaper game, huh? Now, was it a situation where you got married and your husband didn't have any kids?
Babies.
Did you get the club shut up and didn't plan on catching a body? Now you got a life for taste. You know what I mean? Like,
And then there's some women that don't really plan on having kids, but they just believe in the,
Well, in her case,
whatever God says.
well, in
if
her
I get
case,
pregnant, I get pregnant. I ain't doing no birth
she
control.
took the scripture and said, "Be fruitful and multiply." Okay, I don't know if that's in Leviticus or Deuteronomy, but sis said, "Be fruitful and multiply," and we're gonna populate the earth, which I'm all for that. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you got 6. So that ain't bad. 6 kids, but the 34 and 11, that's different. Okay, because at 34, I'm only 4. Shit.
I'm just gonna assume you probably started early.
So if I slid in Angela DM and I was like, you know what I'm saying, we was vibing out, you know what I mean? Like, I really like hang out with your son. Your son, my man's. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling the son we going on a play date. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending the night at your crib, boy. Because I hit my homegirl mama, though, right? Like, I hit my homegirl mama, and it's crazy because I used to always joke with her, like, man, you know your mama like me. You know your mama like me. She's like, man, you better leave my mama alone. But now that we got grown, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hit her mama. You know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? But Angela, like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't be the stepdad, though, right? So, like again, could I pursue a relationship with my homegirl mama now? I go from being her bro to not being her friend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, Angela, are you here? You want to call in? You want to talk? You want to help us understand like the dynamics of a 34-year-old and an 8-year-old? I'm sorry, and an 11-year. Oh, she said she got an 8-year-old grandson, and I'm 50 and favored. Like, listen, let's go. I'm all for the seasoned.
But for real though, like she really light with it. If you think about it, like our parents, our grandparents, my
like
grandmama
8
had
kids,
11
12 kids,
motherfucking kids.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I just was
Yeah,
laughing because the way she was running them
litters back
down.
in
So
the
I got
day.
a 34-year-old son, a 28-year-old daughter, 22-year-old. Y'all was like, damn,
Well, I
you
got
still
a
going?
13-year-old son. However, I just feel like, and I did not mark.
Don't let
thank you.
him want child support, man. I'm
What?
straight.
Did
Wait,
not push
Carla, what are you
nothing
talking
out.
about? Carla says whatever guy I'm with has to have kids who are grown, and I hope he's done because I don't want any. Okay, see, Carla, you would be my type of, you know what I'm saying, little let's go. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's where you limit yourself. When you limit yourself like that to just the people that our kids are already grown, you fuck around and miss the one that's for you.
Carla, what you think about that? You gonna miss the one who for you? I'm
talking to
38 with
you.
6 kids. Wait, me?
Yeah, because you feeling a bitch that got a minor child, and you talking about you the ideal. No, the ideal might be the one that you feeling, but you just got to be willing to step up to that role.
No.
That's it.
And when it's listen, I'm in no rush for nothing though, right? So this is the.
And we ain't talking about rush.
No.
I'm just talking
I
about
get
the
it.
situation the way you presented it.
But based on the situation, it's been beautiful. It's a dope. Clearly, I'm
Okay.
still
And
vibing.
so you would not have a problem if you decided to be with this woman, to be a step parent. If y'all go that far,
Wouldn't
to her
at all.
child.
Wouldn't at all. Wouldn't
so
at
it's
all.
really not an issue.
No, it is. I didn't. So I try to be intentional with words because I think I said it's a concern.
It's a concern, but see, we can play on words all day.
Yeah, but because
Concern,
issue,
it's an issue that gives you concern. You know what I'm saying?
well, because again, if we're being
Come on
honest,
now.
anytime you're dating with anybody, if they like, you got to look at and weigh out if I can
But
deal with whatever
you
comes with the situation.
find that kind of shit out way in the beginning, right? How many kids you got? How old are they? You find that shit out way in the beginning. But yet you persisted because you saw something in her, which meant that 20% really is a non-factor. Because you had to find out how many kids she had well before you realized she might be one that you could fuck with for real. Mm-hmm. Long before that.
But I didn't go into it thinking that we could be
You
of
didn't have
something.
to go into it. Once you found out she had a minor child, if that was really a non-issue and that was really not a non-issue.
I disagree, because what if I just wanted to fuck on her, though?
Just hold on. Can I finish my statement?
Go ahead.
Because if you just wanted to fuck on her, you would have fucked on her and left her ass to fuck alone.
Not true.
But see, no, when we had our last, can niggas smash without catching feelings?
I
Nigga,
can.
you gonna keep smashing a bitch, catch feelings, knowing she got a situation that's not ideal for you. What I'm trying to get you to realize is, one, you feeling this bitch. Feel the bitch.
Well,
And
Muck,
no, just let me finish.
young lady.
Let
we
me,
don't
no,
wanna
I'm not
talk.
a young lady.
No, I said
I'm
the
a grown
women,
woman.
the young ladies.
Let me finish my statement. What I'm trying to get you to see, because I know you macho and you want to sound macho, but the truth of the matter is, you feeling this woman. She has a less than ideal situation for you. But if you feeling this woman for real, you're going to accept that less than ideal situation.
Agreed. I don't think I've ever denied that.
And that's all I was trying to finish to say, so there really would have been no rebuttal because you said I agree.
Agree.
That's it.
But
And
I don't
so
think just because I'm
that-
macho, like I gotta know.
It's not because
I can
you're
catch
macho,
feelings.
because I know who macho is.
Yeah. So I do
know
got
you
feelings
can,
for her. Like
and
I like her.
You have to in order to
Facts.
persist beyond knowing she has a minor child,
Facts.
and that's something that's less
Oh
than
yeah,
ideal
she's
for
special.
you.
She dope.
Okay, and that's great.
But what I told her the other day was, Mac, I said, here's what we gonna do. Okay? We gonna let my kids go live with their mom. We gonna go send your kids to go live with their dad. And we just gonna move out of state and just do us.
That sounds good, but you
I
gotta
know.
consider the kids.
Fuck them kids.
No, you can't say that. That's what kept me single for a long time, because motherfuckers just wanted to be with me and said FTK my child. That's why I'm with the one I am, because she doesn't say FTK my child. She considers my child.
Well, one of the kids I like already. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. You know what I mean? I ain't met the other ones or whatever, but I like the rebel. I like the forgotten one. You know what I'm saying? I like the one who they keep on trying to make out
I
to be.
prayed for somebody that wasn't just good for me, but was good for me and my
She
child.
did too, cause she know I'm good for her and them kids. You know what I'm saying?
So accept that role, nigga.
Tell them kids like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's my man voice on Life? Like,
You
I'm
can't
them
keep
kids,
pursuing
Pappy.
her knowing she's a package deal.
I'm the Pappy.
If you want to keep pursuing her, then
So
you're
what if a
you're
situation?
pursuing her kids now at this point.
So if I put as the stepdad, if I say the kid on punishment, he can't go nowhere this weekend.
It depends on what level of stepdad you're talking about. A nigga that's living with him, or a nigga that raising them and has been present and has been an authoritative figure throughout their life. You can't just come in as the nigga coming in talking about what the fuck the kids can do and what the fuck they can't do.
Right. So let's say, for instance, dad's been around. Mom and dad been together.
Okay,
Dad's
we
been
gotta
around.
specify. We gotta,
Kids 10-year-old. You got a 10-year-old child. Let's talk about this situation. We got
Okay.
a 10-year-old, and they like been together. He's been in his kid life for 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, you know, mom's moved on. You know what I'm saying? Mom moved on, and like
Happens.
happened. We all in the same house. We 2 years in. You know what I'm saying? But like again, whether it's 2 years or 2 days in, I'm taking that role. I'm loving on her. I'm loving on the kids.
Yeah.
I'm playing, you know, stepdad.
There's a difference between loving on the kid, providing for a kid, and understanding where your limitations lie.
So
And
you
that's
think there's
what I think
the
niggas
limitations?
cross boundaries.
Okay.
There has to be boundaries. There has to be limitations. And there has to be. Especially if there's an involved biological parent. There has to be limitations. Because you can't just, I want to keep my house peaceful. And you're not worried about keeping this co-parenting relationship peaceful at the same time.
Yeah.
And that requires some skill and delicacy and respect for all people involved. Not just I need to respect my husband man, the new man, but I also need to respect the father of my child who has been consistent, persistent, providing, present. I can't just say, no, I got to ask my husband. No, not when it concerns my child. You got to ask your husband when it concerns you.
That's the reason why I said it comes off as controlling. You know what I mean? As this man, and now what else are you controlling to that magnitude?
So you're going back to the text.
We're going
that you
to the
read.
language.
Of the
That's
text, yeah.
precipitated the topic. This
Yeah.
man said he must.
Yeah. That's
And
why.
he referred to that child as my child.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. My immediate position was that motherfucker
Went
is doing
too
way
motherfucking
too
far.
way too
Yeah.
far because again words
I
matter.
mean, there's variables and we
Right.
can tweak the
Yeah.
situation and talk
Words
about
matter.
this or
It's
that.
not
Yeah.
your child when you're talking to me.
And then you read it in the
And then
you're
you
written
talking
it in
to
a
a
way,
grown ass man.
right? You're written it, talking to a grown ass man, and
Yeah.
you're written in a way where it's my way or no way with somebody else's kid.
That's when it's a problem. That's when I'm trying to get custody of my kid, and I'll let you guys know when you can come get little Pee Wee. You understand what I'm saying? Because
I'm gonna tell you, and he said he expects not that she tells him and she expects him to be on board. His follow-up comment was, I expect her to be on board with what I say. So if I'm telling this man, and I'm taking control of this whole situation, and I'm telling this man whatever is allowable and what's not allowable, I expect her to follow me because I'm the head of this house. You're the head of this house. You're not a head of this dynamic that's going on outside of this house.
Right,
though.
right. Facts.
And that's where this motherfucker going wrong.
So a lot of times it's not the message, it's how you deliver the message. Because he's right in the sense that if he says something, the wife should be on board. We should be
but
one
nigga,
accord.
where you went wrong is saying
That's
I
what I'm
gotta
saying.
check.
You
what
don't
you.
make the rules about that
You
in
know what
regards
I'm
to the
saying?
kid.
You
it ain't
check
yours.
your wife, nigga. Don't check me.
That's why
the
I
fuck
said
you mean?
the delivery matters, because that motherfucker text he talking about must, my child, what time he
Yeah,
coming
like,
back,
first of all,
what
no,
time
now
he
you
picking
done
him
went
up.
too
And then
far
it's my way or no
with
way.
the
Which
my
is-
child
it ain't even
shit.
yours.
Hey, my
Because you
man, what time you
considering-
bringing him back, bro? Like, bro, what fuck you mean? What time I bringing my
Nigga,
son
I'll bring
back?
him back
I'm
next
keeping him,
week.
nigga. What the fuck?
You know what I mean?
See, that's
But
where.
see, that's where this nigga went
Yeah,
wrong. To me,
facts.
like, dude,
Yeah.
you went a little bit too motherfucking far with that shit. Like,
he
I
fucked
appreciate you as the father for taking care of her
I do.
or him while he's in that
It's
household.
greatly appreciated.
And I appreciate you respecting and treating my child as your own.
Real man
However,
shit.
guess what?
It's my
It's my child.
yes. You're the
The fuck?
end. You're the step dad. Like so, and again, and that's why I think everybody's situation will equate to like the narratives of the contributing factor. Okay.
And if the biological parent ain't around, and the step parent comes in and wants to adopt that child, then yes, then it becomes our child, and you have the authority over the person who has lost their rights. But what you cannot do is tell this man he's so insignificant,
Right.
to where he has to now regard you as more significant than he.
Because that ain't never gonna be no day of the week.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, 'cause my
and
kids-
that's what this post is doing. I get that you want respect, and I get that you want appreciation, but you also have to respect this man
Got
for
to.
who he is in this child's life,
Got
and
to.
not act like he got to bow down to you because you now have inserted yourself into a
their-
situation.
Agreed.
Insert yourself, handle that within those four walls.
Yeah.
But when it comes to me and my child, what you're not going to do is tell me what I can't do when I got to check with you and check in with you. You ain't my bitch.
The parent
You ain't my
matters.
child's mama.
Yeah. The one that that other parent has to be very effective as that mediator, as that extension between the biological father or the biological mom and the new boo or bae. Because the new boo or bae may not be husband yet, right? We may just be dating, living together under the same roof, you know what I mean? Engaged. Again, a lot of titles, right?
Yeah.
But she has or he has a dual responsibility to I think set both parties mental at ease. You know what I mean?
But
like
you want to know who has the bigger responsibility?
the stepdad?
No.
Mother.
Not the stepdad, not the dad. The
mother.
mother.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the-
becomes the mediator
right.
between
That's
the
what
two.
I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
saying that person, whether it's male or female.
And so what you do is check your husband
Facts.
and tell him, hold up, I'm going to deal with this
Facts.
between my child's father
I
because
wish
it's
somebody would
between
call
us.
in who's in this situation.
You understand
We
what
only
I'm
got
saying?
a minute
And then
left now.
once we come to a decision, I will come to you and let you know,
Right.
not get
Facts.
permission.
Facts.
Because we, as the parents, have made that decision.
Facts. And
And then you just need to accept whatever decision we collectively made and respect it.
yeah, because when you start,
But when it comes to decisions within this household, okay, I defer and I digress to you. But when it comes to decisions concerning my child, that's between the two parents. And you got to respect that, my baby.
you gotta respect that, my baby. He gotta respect our house, but you gotta respect his role.
His role.
Agreed. We ain't about to play them games.
You understand what I'm saying?
We ain't playing them.
And I ain't even a daddy.
Nope.
But I
But
get it.
even in your situation, you're bringing somebody into it, right? And
Yeah.
and she's got it like again, except you. Now let me.
But she doesn't have the contention of dealing with a baby daddy or a baby mama
Right,
in my
okay,
situation.
okay.
So
But-
their relationship is solid. Like they have a good relationship. I
But
love
now
that shit.
let's reverse the roles because she does, right? Her
Kids are grown and gone. They're in the military.
Oh, well, then y'all living it
They
up. then.
19 and 21.
So just don't fuck this up, then,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it take two. It take two.
Not to fuck it up.
It take. Yeah, it do.
No, it
The
takes
fuck? No, it take two.
it takes
It take
one
two.
person to
It
fuck
take
it up.
two. No, it take two.
No, it don't.
That's in your world. You ain't a woman.
We
It
gonna.
take two.
I'm about to get a light. I'm about to get a heart, and it's gonna say Jackson.
This nigga crazy as hell.
Hey y'all, to call in
Nigga, we
313-723-0048.
so
winding
over.
down.
Nigga,
You
hour,
showed up.
nigga.
We had 10:20, nigga.
Oh.
For 1 hour already.
All
Nigga,
right.
time
It's
to wrap
time
it
to
up.
wrap it up. What's your final thought,
Bye, y'all.
Macho? What's your final thought, Brody?
I lost track of time. My final thought is shout out to all the step parents. Shout out to all the step dads. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are the real heroes. You've stepped up and you have absolutely loved on that woman, loved on those kids you're providing. I think you should be able to get a tax deduction for being a stepdad, big dog. That's my final thought. You know what I mean? The world need more solid ass stepdads because unfortunately, real dads just disappear in a lot of situations. So,
Yeah.
shout out to the stepdads that's holding it down.
I just feel like, in respect to this topic, that above the stepfather and above the biological father, the person that is the common denominator is the most responsible for making sure that shit goes smooth. And that is the baby mama. Or the divorcee, or the whatever the hell she is.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend. You are the person that has to be the most mature. That's going to require both of these men to be mature enough to coexist to where the child is not in the middle of a tug of war. Let's think about what, like the state. The state is the father of the children for the best interest of the child. If we can get above our own egos and emotions and rejections and feelings,
And just
then
love
we
on that
can
kid.
love on that kid. Nigga, it ain't no conflict.
It's none.
It ain't no struggle. It ain't no power struggle. It ain't no position struggle. If you put the kid first, fuck your feelings. Don't say fuck them kids. Fuck you.
Facts.
And good night.
And good night. Excuse My Truth podcast, Mac and Macho. We see y'all next Wednesday, my baby.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.
7 Mile